Hi guys, and welcome back to At Home with Elisa. Today I am hoping to get some painting done to our tiny homes. So as you may know, we have tiny homes on our property. We are going through the process with our local council in order to have them approved and to have our forever home approved. I know it's still a couple of months before that is even going to be ready. I'm looking at probably about 6 to 8 months if I'm looking optimistic. So I know it's going to take a little while, and just in the meantime we really don't like the way that the tiny homes look. Eventually we will be planning on keeping these tiny homes here. That's the plan going forward, but we want to make sure that they look kind of nice and I don't know, just have a nice aesthetic, I suppose. They're not the nicest homes. We're hoping that maybe we might be able to clad them in some sort of way in the future. But just in the interim, we just thought that we would put some paint on them just because the colour of them is just, it's not nice at all. And we want to make our property look as pretty as we can, just even in the meantime. I think just adding paint can make things look so much nicer. So we have started the landscaping around my mum's tiny home. We haven't done the landscaping around our home as yet. We received a little bit of information that maybe the landscaping we did was not in the best interests of fire safety. So we just sort of put that on hold at this point in time, just until we get a little bit more information. But we can go ahead with painting the tiny homes, which is what we're hoping to do today. So for those of you that may be new here, we have 2 tiny homes on our property and we have 6 people living here. The adults in the family is myself, my husband and my mum. We generally, when it comes to the property sort of decisions and that sort of thing, we generally try to work together to try and make sure that we're making a decision that all of us are happy with. With regards to the exteriors, I really love a high contrast of black and white exteriors. However, I was outvoted on this decision, so we're going for a dark grey, which I think will still look lovely anyway. So we hope to be putting new roofs on these tiny homes as well, but again we're just waiting for more information on what we legally can use, what products we can use and what products we can't use. So that will be dictated to us, but in the meantime a coat of paint is where the magic happens. So this is my mum's tiny home. As I said, we've already started the gardens around her tiny home. We hope to be putting a new roof on, but this is the angle that you see as you come in the driveway, which obviously is not, they're not the prettiest of things, they really aren't. So we're hoping that by painting it a dark colour we can make it recede and make the windows pop. So the windows are aluminium, they're double glazed, and we're going to leave those the white, and we will eventually be putting a white surround around the windows as well, but at this point we're just looking at painting them. And as I mentioned, we will be putting a roof over these tiny homes, and we need to hire some scaffolding. That around there is just a pale blue colour. We'd like that to be white as well, but we need to hire scaffolding to be able to paint that. We just haven't done it because we had some flooding and the ground wasn't stable enough to support scaffolding. So that's what we're hoping to do in the future, but right now we want to paint this side and this side. The other side around there is actually just a little bit too high for us to be able to do today. I don't know if we'll have time. And the part that actually faces my mum's deck, she said that she will do that when I actually won't be able to help her, so she can do that part by herself because it's a lot smaller. So we had been hoping to do this project for a couple of months, but it's just never worked out timing wise with children and also with the weather. We've had either scorching hot days or rain. Today is a lot better, and I've got heaps of sunscreen on, I've put my daggy paint clothes on, and we're ready to get stuck into it. Why is it that the hardest part of any painting job is actually just opening the paint can? I always struggle with it. Mum started off by cleaning. We just sort of wiped everything down to any cobwebs, that sort of thing. Wanted to make sure that it was nice and clear. But we were really looking forward to getting this project done. We had been planning on doing it for such a long time, and it was so nice to be able to actually have the weather be right and everything be right that we could actually get to it. As I said, the colour is Rhino Grey. It is a lovely, lovely deep grey, but I just wanted to show you something here. I slowed it down. Can you see the consistency of that paint? I think it's way too runny, and spoiler alert, there might be some problems in the future relating to this. Mum and I love working on painting projects together, just getting stuck in and just having a go, and it just makes such a difference. Paint is just such a miracle worker, it really is. So I was just cutting in and Mum was just still prepping around the back of the house just to make sure that it was all ready for the paint to go on. So guys, it was about this point in time that we had a little bit of a panic attack. Okay, so Mum and I are just discussing. We're not really happy with...
Running away.
Running away, yeah. We're not really happy with the coverage. Obviously, she's just done some rollering here. And as you can see, it is very light. And you can see the marks here. However, we're using the same paint that she used when she did the inside of her house. And the inside looks great. So I think we're just going to continue. We'll do 2 coats.
Inside was grey, outside's white. Maybe.
No, because it's the same colour material inside and outside. It's just different lighting.
Yeah, I'll try and
yeah, I know. I think we'll just continue. We'll do 2 coats and we'll see where it's at after that. Yeah, faith in painting, Ma, faith in painting. Okay, so we're up to coat 2. And we're hoping that this is going to look a lot better than it does currently, because it looks terrible. Mum's going to start cutting in around the back and I am going to roller on the 2nd coat, and we're hoping that the 1st coat will give it the grip for the 2nd coat to stick and look good.
Well, if you look at the others, it should.
Wish us luck.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have decided that we think the problem is the roller. We think. Because when we've gone around, like done the cutting in, we've used a paintbrush and it's worked out perfectly well. The coverage is really good, except for the silicone, which I expected, and we're going to cover that up with a wood frame around the windows anyway. But the coverage is really good for the paintbrush.
Yep.
But the roller, we're using a microfiber roller, and the only thing that's different between us painting here and Mum painting inside is the roller. So she used a thick nap roller inside, and she only had to do, was it 2 coats? 2 coats inside.
The 2nd coat was really watered down.
And the coverage was really good. So we're thinking it has to be the roller as to why it's not looking great. So we may have to get a new roller. Okay, so it's our 2nd day here. We are definitely not happy with the coverage. Mum's determined that it is because the roller that we used was not the same as what she used inside. So we're going to try a different roller. I'm thinking that maybe we should have put primer on underneath. So yeah, you can see just here, we've had a lot of rain and the rain has actually taken the paint off. So why are we putting another coat of paint on it? That's my question. Mum's like, it's just the roller. So yeah, I don't know about this, but we're going to give it a go. Worst case, we just have to take it all off again and put a primer on first. Let's see how it goes. Hi guys, okay, so it's been a couple of weeks since we actually painted Mum's tiny home, and I wanted to give you a final update on how the project went. We did go back and do a third coat with that thick nap roller, and I'll show you the outcome. So I'm just trying to get the right lighting, but as you can see, it turned out really well. So this is the back section of Mum's. We did put in this little screen here as well, which I think I'll end up painting black just to match with everything else that we have going on with our property. And then around this side, the coverage ended up being fantastic. I was originally worried about how it would go in like some rain. There was a little spot just underneath that window there that did I think after the second coat it wasn't very good, but that's why I wanted to leave it so long to update you, because it has actually turned out to be quite good. So we did that third coat. It's been a few weeks and we haven't had any problems. So you can see it's actually got some texture to it now, which is really good. We just hated the color of it, so the coverage ended up being really good. Very happy with it. Just external outdoor paint it was. I am looking at painting this as well because it stands out so much more now, but maybe once the hedge has grown up you won't see it as much. But around the windows we are still looking to frame them out. So we're going to put just along here, beef out the windows with a white wooden painted frame. You can see the coverage just here over the silicone there. It's never going to cover well over rubber. Will not paint will not cover over rubber, but we're going to beef it out with a piece of wood trim here. So if you can imagine, Mum's going to have a little awning going over the top of her windows here, beefed out with a white wood frame, and then we want to do a little planter box under just both these two here. I think that will look so sweet. All in all, really happy with this. Is the entrance point of our property, so as soon as you come in the driveway, essentially this is what you will see. Obviously a lot of land as well, but this is the first actual dwelling that you see, and I'm really happy with the outcome. As I said, we will be putting little roofs over. We've got some painting to do up the top here, but I think it looks so much better than, say, if you have a look at ours. Not loving that, so now I really want to paint ours as well. So absolutely loving the outcome. As I said, they are not the prettiest of homes, so if you can actually paint them, make them recede, dark colours recede, light colours stand out. So if we can make them recede, then that will be better, and by the time we have beautiful hedges grow up along them as well, it'll look so much nicer. So these will be actually staying here at our property, and right where I'm standing right now is where our forever home will be, so it'll kind of join the two together. So thank you so much for joining me while we did this painting project. I definitely think it was a win. I was very concerned with that paint consistency, that maybe I didn't stir it enough, and maybe it was the roller. I'm not entirely sure, but it's held up to the test of time. It's been quite a few weeks since we actually painted, and the wear and tear is really good, so I'm very happy with it. We are planning to do our house next, and just get, I think when you have a house, you know, it doesn't have to be the flashiest house, but if you can do the best with it that you can at the time, then it just makes it so much nicer. So looking forward to turning these little tiny homes into nice little homes, and eventually one day we'll have our forever home in the middle here, which will be absolutely stunning, but we'll work with what we've got in the meantime and make it look nice. So thank you so much for joining me on this painting project. I hope you did enjoy it, and I will catch you next time. Thank you.